Thanks for sitting down with me, Rachel. I'm Sarah. I don't know if we did
Nice
that
to
part
meet you,
outside
Sarah.
already. Yeah. So you're out cruising Earth Day today.
Yes.
Are you from Santa Barbara?
I am not. I'm actually originally from the East Coast,
Okay.
between like Philadelphia and New Jersey.
And your experiences growing up in Philadelphia, New Jersey, did you have nature experiences in your early life?
Mostly water. Big water person.
Ah,
I
okay.
grew up surfing and diving and body surfing and even just like playing in the water. And then moved to Florida, studied marine science. And then that's when I moved to Oahu for a bit doing marine science, doing like plastic pollution research. And then I'm actually in Santa Barbara getting my PhD in oceanography. So a lot of ocean.
Yeah, you are a woman in the water, as
Yeah.
Julie would say.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how Julie and I met.
Okay. And through those experiences, sounds like this is an all-encompassing element in your life. It's education. Sounds like it's grounding.
Absolutely. I feel like I got into what I'm doing because I was so grateful for the time I spent in the water. So a lot, it felt natural. Like I was like, of course I'm going to study an area or at least like work to protect what has given me so much in the ocean. It just felt like I almost like had to do it. Like it felt like gratitude and like exactly what I had to do.
That's the best way, right? Because when you have that passion for it, it's fulfilling, it's energizing.
I also get to learn on such a detail how the ocean works as a system. So it's also so gratifying. I'm like, I know the ocean on such an intimate level, which is awesome. At least even if it's just in my head. But I also, a really big passion of mine is science communication. So trying to take all the nitty gritty science that I'm learning and all my friends and colleagues are learning along the way and trying to make it so everybody can understand and appreciate the ocean like I do.
So how do you make that information accessible and consumable to someone like me who's not a scientist?
It's really hard, especially as I get higher up in academia. I tend to get stuck in the nitty gritty now. Whereas before I started my PhD, I feel like it was easier for me to look at it with a broader lens. And now I actually I feel like I have levels of command before I go to like write anything for science communication or give it to the public, where I need to like show it to friends who I know are at like varying levels of science understanding and be like, do you get this? Do I need to like summarize it in a different way? Do I have to use different analogies? Because it's all about like trying to get everybody at the level they're at. Because I do think everybody can understand these really like beautiful cycles in the ocean and all the complexities of it with analogies and like very simple understandings of what's going on. And I do think that'll enhance their experience in the ocean.
Absolutely. What's your hope?
My hope. I hope we can. I feel like there's solutions to the problems at hand. And I think Santa Barbara is a really good example of a community that comes together to solve environmental issues. And I really hope that becomes a global thing. And I think that's how like the climate crisis can get solved if we all come together as a community and we start prioritizing Earth more. Because I think it's easy for us to get like caught up in the day-to-day. I know I get caught up in the day-to-day, like with consumerism and everything going on. Like it's so easy. But I feel like when we take a step back, slow down, figure out what's important and put Earth first, it will help us not only come together and get along more as like a global community, but also we're pretty smart. I think we can solve some.
I think we can do some things.
Solve some crises.
So given your vast scientific knowledge and your just innate love of bodies of water in the ocean specifically, what are some small things that everyday folks can do to contribute to the solution?
That's a good one. I'm really passionate about sustainable seafood.
Okay.
Actually, it's not what I study. It's actually what my younger sister studies. But I did a lot of work so I guess my previous research was in plastic pollution, which ties into sustainable fisheries because fishing produces actually a lot of pollution. And if you know your fishermen and you know that they're not one to cut their net and throw it out into the middle of the ocean when it gets a hole in it, that's actually like a big as a big step. When you know the people catching your fish and you know that they're doing it sustainably, that's a huge dent in our plastic pollution problem. I also study the carbon cycle. So carbon emissions are really big for me. And if you know your fishermen, and your fishermen's from Santa Barbara, and we're so blessed because of our healthy ecosystems out here, we have amazing seafood. And if you know your fisherman, you know he's catching it right out here. That is a very small carbon footprint compared to getting your seafood elsewhere in maybe a less sustainable manner. And then also, obviously, less sustainable fishing methods tend to destroy ecosystems, overfish, overharvest, and fully destroy ecosystems that provide us with so many services beyond, like, I can't even put into words right now all the services that our healthy ecosystems in the ocean do for us. But it is like beyond your wildest dreams. Everything from like the chemistry that's in the water, the nutrient flow of the water, to the fish that we are catching, and then like, of course, like the beautiful megafauna of like our whales and our big sharks and all of that.
Yeah.
So sustainable fisheries.
Number
and then of course
one.
everything else.
And all the other things.
And everything else.
Simultaneously.
And walking and biking and just like doing what you can, but also not beating yourself up for not being perfect. Being imperfect is so much better than not trying at all. And nobody's perfect.
I love that.
Well, I feel like a lot of people like don't get started going plastic free because they can't do it perfectly, when it's like 80% is better than 0%, 50% is better than 0%, doing what you can. Yeah, and you got to start somewhere.
Well, and also I think that sustainability in our actions is important, and we're not going to do it at 100% of the time. So like you said, if we do it at 80%, that's a much easier lifestyle to live than jumping on a trend.
Yeah, it's like also, at least whenever I do anything 100%, crash and burn.
Oh yeah, it's exhausting.
Like running.
No.
Working out. Crash and burn. And I'm like, I'm going to do it every day of the week and then never again.
Go surfing 2 days a week.
Surfing I can do 100%.
You see?
That I get to burn out on.
Follow the passion.
Yes.
Rachel, is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thanks so much for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the good work that you're doing. I am just so enamored with science-minded activism.
We have all received a gift, an expected or anticipated gift for a birthday, anniversary, retirement. Each time we receive that gift, whether it meets our expectation, we feel something. Happy, sad, disappointed. The gifts that are unexpected, unconditional, small or large, have the potential of changing the trajectory of a life. Someone pays for your groceries when you're out of money, leaves you a big tip just when you think you can't afford your rent. Those are the gifts that ease our fears, make us grateful, and want to help others. This is a space where we share how those gifts, big or small, make a difference and change our lives. Welcome to the Starfish Connection.